This is Providence Television International, the game changer. Stand by for the next program.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Independence Day special. My name is Ogbebo Ikekwa, and with me in the studio this afternoon, I have a clergy man. He's one of the most respected clergymen around Benin, and not just Benin, in Nigeria as a whole. And even in his days, he was a unionist, quite a strong unionist at that, with the NLC. Those were the forefounders, or rather, those that really knew what labor activism actually meant at that time. I'm very, very happy to introduce to you Reverend Tioluwani Aderibigbe. You're welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Vias, for having me here.
Well, Reverend Tioluwani Aderibigbe happens to be the president of Habitation Church of God International here in Benin. Once again, you're welcome.
Thank you.
And so we'll be going straight to the issue on ground. Nigeria at 64, expectations of Nigerians. You saw it all, the independence and all that. The Nigeria of today and the Nigeria of your time, how do you see it?
Well, the Bible says our expectation, we shall not be cut off. And I want to first congratulate this studio for having this gigantic studio here.
Thank you so much.
And I want to also praise and thank God for whom God used for this great work.
Thank you so much.
One, thanking God for the privilege, and I appreciate Him for the zeal to bring this up. It gives room for employment, it gives room for satisfaction, and also gives room for people to air our view concerning the country of Nigeria. As you mentioned concerning Nigeria at 64, thank God for one thing. In all the hardship and problems we are facing, there's no war. Because what happened in other countries, especially West African countries, that they tear themselves apart now, that they are still ranging from one problem to the other. Nigeria, God gave us the mind to live with ourselves peacefully. But compare Nigeria at 64, it's called for, it's in a sorry state, a state that was the heroes of our founding fathers. Their message was not relayed. The vision was killed that this administration, both at state and local government and federal level. Nigeria at 64, personally, I am not too happy. By the grace of God, by next year, April 1st, I will be 75.
Okay.
And the journey, a situation where when you go, you can easily buy rice, foodstuffs, and other things. But for now, the poor is becoming poorer, and the richer is becoming richer. So there's nothing to jubilate at 64. And the charges you born 4 years ago, you found out that one, he had become father of children or mother of children, a graduate or whatever. And it's at 64, it's not a little thing. It's a great thing we are looking at. But Nigeria today, we are not a producer, we are consumers at 64. You see, I pray that we change our attitude because our leadership. So there's nothing to celebrate or jubilate about. And what's the cause of this problem? Greed, self-centeredness, a situation that I want to do it alone. Only one man will be building houses, and he's going to sleep in one room. But acquiring properties, making bigger than the nation. There are many people that are richer than this country, and they cannot say the truth. And as a clergyman, we have been praying for people, but we need action. The men of God, their prayer has worked and is still working, but the men of God never take action. Like Joshua, the town crier, and many others in the Bible, they fight with all their life to make sure that the people are free from slavery. We are indirectly in a slavery nation, where the big one suppress the poor. People cannot eat. a bag of rice now is going to 100 and something thousand. How many people can buy it? Thank God, if not for Edo State that has paid 70,000 minimum wage. The federal government has not even paid their own. Some states have not started, while some states feel that they cannot pay. But the same state where some people cannot pay 70 naira minimum wage, the same state you see where they are looting, building houses for themselves, traveling. You can imagine that at a national level, you find out that where people are suffering, the president has to endure the pains. But you find out that where the first lady will be traveling with two jets or more, they follow with the sons and children and daughters. All these things you ask us to manage, but you are not managing. You are living an extravagant life. At 64, there's nothing to write about. Tell me and point to me where there is factory. That's not good. All these factories that have been involved, they're already folding up because of taxation. All the factories that want to help people to, because in those days, look at Texas, employ people. Look at Guinness, employ people. Well, I worked for Guinness for 32 years.
Okay.
And you discover that they pay you as at when due. And we don't even know ourselves. 74, we more than 2,000 staff. But now go there, you can hardly see staff up to 200 because of the economy, because of taxation, because increase in fuel. You see how much they sell fuel in those days. We are graduating for poverty, going like that. Fuel is now selling in some area 2,000 per liter, 1.5 per liter. How long can we continue like that? And the moment you have this skyrocketed fuel something, it will affect others. It will affect the market men and women. It will affect the farmers. They will not even have way, no infrastructure in the country of Nigeria. Look at what happened in China of recent. If they have discovered a situation where you go to a restroom and you pee, before you leave, the computer will give you your what happened to you, whether you have HIV, whether you are infected, it will give you out. That's people who thinks ahead, but we are not thinking ahead. Some of us, our leader, they talk before they think, and they don't care for whoever they are leading.
All right. Talking about the issue of leadership, in your time, you were quite a known force when it came to the NLC, quite a strong unionist at that. The NLC of today and the NLC of that time, are they presently crying out as regards the wills, the wishes of the people?
Yes and no. Yes, no in the sense that some of our leaders now that are leading us, they are good, but they are not looking at how the soft workers problem is how to ride on Prado, BB car, even use siren on their way like a governor. So they are carried away. Some also are also involved in politics, that to be able to help the workers, they abandon the workers, their responsibility, and leave the workers alone. So, and some men of them want to be closer to the power on top. And if you want to close to the power on top, you will not be able to help the people. And because they have their own personal interest. And if I have given you 1 million and you are not paying workers, or you are even paying the amenity that is going on wrong, you cannot talk. Because what you are talking about, I'm part of it. So our leaders of nowadays, I don't know, it's in a sorrowful state. Yes, in the sense that, take Ajero for example. By the grace of God, that man has tried.
Okay.
But you can see what he passed through in order for us to struggle to, starting from negotiation for minimum wage. You can see how, at the end of the day, he was intimidated. We are living by government of intimidation, government of the rich, by the rich and for the rich. That man was coerced, and at the end of the day, they rough handled him. He was beaten to the stage of coma. And we were told, I don't know who born into his house was born, and the witch cried yesterday. A child died today. Who did not know that the witch that cried yesterday killed that child? You can imagine a man that is struggling, you burn his house. A man that is struggling, you hurry him down to prison to silence him. So it depends to be able to fight for the workers. One, it depends on the employers.
Okay.
If you have an employer that is wicked, that is pro-military activities, The workers will be silent, or the leaders, because nobody want to die. If you use your head to break coconut, you will die. So that is why some of them, for now, they are a little bit, conscious of what they are doing. It's the same workers who you are leading. After some time, they say you have been bought over.
And so, looking at that time where you were a labor leader, what are the things that you postulate for the betterment of Nigeria?
Well, it's a sacrifice.
Okay.
Because being a labor leader is like being a pastor or a man.
Okay.
You are there to be able to lift people up from their problems. You see, but at our time, we don't care. I survived 7 military administrators with 2 civilian governors. And it was hell because we will not compromise. Look at money. But you either take one. Is that you want your name or you want money? And those of them that want money, where is the money now? No money anywhere. They have finished it. Because the Bible said the bread given by deceit, it is sweet. It later turned to gravel in their mouth. So if you don't, there's nowhere I will go. I'm proud of it. In this Edo State, I was then Bane, because I occupied 11 years. I served Bane, stroke Edo State, as chairman of Nigerian Labour Congress. I'm one of the long-serving NSC chairman, state chairman. Yes, so we are committed with my team. Whatever we talk, we will organize a strike. We are not cutting off until we get what we want. Some politicians, labor leaders who want to become governors and other things, they will organize a strike. Within 2 days, they cut it off. They are using it to. We never knew some of them were planning to be governor or whatever they want to handle a political position. And that's why they are using workers as a coverage. So, but at our time, we don't mind. We want to, and the workers have confidence in us. When you are there to, that is why we don't go protest. Stay at home. We are them to stay at home, and they stay at home. And when you have them to come back to work, the worker will say no until we see Oluwadede and Larry Obana. Larry Obana was the secretary. We will not go back home. We will come back to work. And that is it, because they know we will not disappoint them. In the struggle, I was in local prison for 4 months. Wow. Yes, the government will find one thing to tie you down. And thank God for the late Gani, because part of the struggle of the masses, that what killed that man. He did not bother. He sponsored himself in many court activities. And we were determined to fight for the workers. God really help us. Okay. This military, they are the, if you meet with the military, they are the most, they fear labor because you don't care. And they will harass you, they will come to your house. God, if you say labor leader, God gives a good wife, he will support you. Because if you are not careful, your wife will pack away.
Okay, as at that time, the level of dedication, I can still see it in you. How come it's so absent in present-day Nigeria?
Everybody has the way he maintains his integrity. Okay. I'm boldly say that, and my team has said that we have integrity. Okay. We don't, whatever I say here, go to my secretary's house, he will say the same. Because some of us will not just come and see the governor and the secretary will not follow you. A good leader, you don't go with your employers alone. You go with 2 people or more to bear your witness. So with that, we work as a team. Okay. When you see the team players, they will never be a failure. And we are both.
And you think that's absent in governance today in Nigeria?
Yes, nobody want to go to prison.
Okay. Nobody has that time to sacrifice.
After nobody now have time for sacrifice. Okay. You can see that Ajero came out boldly, but at the time he was harassed and detained. The guy is coming down gradually. So if at the time of Pascal Bafia, may his soul rest in perfect peace, you cannot do this type of thing. You cannot, because any time you call workers to do this, because you are fighting for them, they will agree with you.
All right. Let us leave the workers a little bit alone. Let us look at the role of the clergy in nation building.
And we are saying the same thing. The clergy, may God bless them, they are an anointed men and women of God. And I congratulate them for their zeal and determination to pray for the nation. Okay. But prayer without action does not work. Okay. I say, God, provide for me, give me food, let me go and work. And the Bible says, I will bless the work of your hand. So whatever you are doing, so far you are not an armed robber, God will bless you. But men of God, they pray, no action. Okay. You can see some of our men of God, they visited Aso Rock. And the purpose of going, I'm sure, is to allow the president, look, the fuel price is high. People are not living well. We are living in hunger. The amount of poverty in the land. Only when they get here, when they come back, they join hands and tell Nigerians what the president said that please, we not manage. You should endure. You should endure, persevere. Things will soon get better. All this majority of these men of God, where are their children?
Okay.
Their children, they are abroad, they are in America, they have the best school, they stay in the best house. Some who have churches around there, their sons and daughters, they are the leader, they are the GO of such church, both in London, in America, in Canada, everywhere. Thank God, good luck for them. But if you come and lock me, lock A and B, prominently that lock them, their workers, their subjects, their members will react.
Okay.
Why can't they make noise? And they go to the Bible. The men of God, they are war leader. They led people to war and they won. Like Joel, like Timothy and Co. You go and read your Bible. There was action in their prayers. When they call upon God, they cry unto God because of their people. God will answer. Okay. And God will allow them go and fight it out. If the men of God can come together, they are praying, yes. It's not prayer alone. They are praying. They have to put action into their prayer. Okay. If there is hunger, if you lock many general officers up and president, whatever we call ourselves, they are and give directive to their members. My dear, the president, whoever is our leader, we did the needful. But there is no action in our prayers.
Okay.
Other people are accusing of collecting bribe. When you go to Aso Rock, what happened to the clergymen or men of God is what happened to the royal fathers. When they go to Aso Rock, their voice change. Okay. They go with another mind, they come back with another mind.
Okay. And so what is the way forward presently from what we have found ourselves in Nigeria?
One, corruption.
Okay.
The cankerworm, the cancer that is killing Nigeria is what? Corruption. Okay. You can imagine somebody who was collecting Abacha looted funds, who was saving. The same person is in government. You can imagine a governor who also has a link with the bandits and many other things is in this government. In fact, I congratulate the judiciary, but who gave the Imo State governor, who gave him judgment? Today, who gave that judgment? Because we know who won. The same person today is now the chief judge of the federation.
Okay, so you're saying that the crop of people that we have in governance is part of the problem?
Yes, they are not even part. They are the problems.
Okay.
They are the problems. How do you call a state governor that was charged, that was caught or accused of how many billion? 30-something billion, more than that. Can that one not solve the problem of that state for 10 years? We are talking about billion, which means its generation yet unborn will never suffer. But we have law enforcement agent, and with DSS, one say he has been arrested, one say no, it's not in our custody. Is that leader? Our leaders are not consistent. They are not truthful. A young man in the House of Assembly, in the National Assembly, he made noise. What the other do? Senators, they gang up together and suspend him. So how do you want us to get the truth? Our leaders are not committed. They are just looting here and there. I can point many instances where some people are involved with billions, but they look at another place. But somebody spray money, you jail him, and you later free him. Another person did the same thing. He's in jail up to now. And also we saw the son of a big man who was spraying money inside national aeroplane. Is that why can't such a man be arrested?
Okay, so let us now hit the point.
The point that
yes,
corruption is the cankerworm that is making Nigeria stable. Instability is in energy. Hunger is there. Sickness, my dear. Hunger killed faith. What do I say? Hunger killed faith. You beat a child. You say you should not cry. Will you not cry? somebody who has not eaten for 3 days, he will go and steal. But some people are stealing billions with barrel. And also the police and Popo will follow them until we stop corruption. Until we say that we men of God and the royal fathers say the truth. Like David, they say the truth towards the government so that they will know how to do things. If actually the Christians gather together and face the president of the nation, we don't want increase of fuel. Are you telling me Tinubu will be very bold to do it? He will never try it. And
so it brings us to the leadership of the Christian Association of Nigeria as regards national development. How do you see that?
Supposed to be the tongue crier of the masses. But they don't want to. I'm not saying they are looking at other because I'm a member of CAN.
Okay.
But they have tried their best, but their best is not. For now, hardly can some church or leaders organize all night.
Because of the level of insecurity?
Because of level of insecurity.
Okay.
So because of the level that you can, let me take example. In my church, we used to have service on Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, and in between there's some Bible class or deliverance. We have reduced the service to one.
Wow.
Yes, okay. To only Wednesday and Sunday. Why? They have no money to transport.
Serious.
A woman told me with her 3 children, she spent 8,000 to come to the church. So, and going back, how much is that? 16,000. So, it takes courage. It is now to know, we know whoever is a Christian, because it's not butter and bread. So, our leaders should say the truth. Should also rise from their sleeping. They are sleeping. They should rise to say the truth. Let them read their Bible. All our leaders, like Elisha, like Jehu, they faced witches and wizards, and they conquer. They wage war, and that is why the Bible says that He has trained our hands, our finger for what? For war. I'm not saying we are not talking about gun and cutlass war. I'm talking about action, prayers, and direct the people you are leading arise because they are hungry. Right. But it's unfortunate the same. You can find out that a man of God says God told him to increase school fees.
Well, on this note, I know that you must have like 1 or 2 things to tell the public out there just before we round up.
Well, I will join the chorus of let us be patient. Let us be patient, but a drastic problem needs a drastic solution. And you can see some market women are now protesting. They are now protesting. They are now worried. They cannot eat. What they buy with 10,000, they cannot even sell it. Nobody want to buy.
Well, on this note, we would have considered on and on, but like I've always said, always an interesting session also with you, sir. Thank you once again for coming. Thank you so much for coming. Viewers out there, the program Independence Day Special will continue, but we are through with this interview segment. I want to still say thank you so much for being there. Happy Independence Day celebration.
Thank you. I can't go.